Good morning, everybody. My name is Lathan Salati, and I am the president of ASNF, Adams State Student Government. To begin this ceremony, I will read the land acknowledgement statement. Recently approved by our Board of Trustees, we, the Adams State University community, gratefully acknowledge the indigenous peoples on whose ancestral lands we gather. This beautiful San Luis Valley is sacred to many indigenous nations, including the Nuchu, Utes, Abahachi, Hikoria Apaches, Numunu, Comanches, Cayugu, Kiowas, Inunina, Arapaho, Tzitziltas, Cheyenne, Diné, Navajo Nation, Pueblos, and all other First Peoples who once called this valley home. We honor the diverse communities that historically dwelt here and those who currently reside in the San Luis Valley. We know that honoring these lands is a reflective process that demands continued engagement and actions. It is in this spirit that we commit to the following. We accept our responsibility to be good stewards of this land, air, and water. We affirm the knowledge and experience shared with us by Indigenous cultures. We acknowledge the injustices of the past and vow to seek the path of equity and justice. We recognize that Adams State history is not without error and pledge to have the courage to do what is equitable and just. We are grateful for the opportunity to learn, to work, to lead, to inspire, to reflect, to grow, and to support one another. As we continue on our individual journeys together, Adams State University is privileged to thrive in this magnificent place. Our shared understanding of the importance of community, of teaching, and of learning things brings us all together. Respectfully, we shall continue the tradition of education while remembering the interconnectedness of all things, from the four-legged to the winged and to the two-legged. May we always remember the journey of the past peoples who called this valley home. Thank you.
Faculty and students, when the name of your major department is announced, please stand. Will all guests please stand? Art and theater. Associates, graduates. Biology, geoscience. Business. Chemistry, computer science, mathematics. English, communication, and media studies. History, anthropology, philosophy, political science, and Spanish. Interdisciplinary studies. Kinesiology. Music. Nursing. Psychology. Sociology. Teacher education. University administration. You may be seated. Please enjoy this special musical performance, Hypnosis by Ian Clark, performed by Dr. William Lipke, piano. The President of Adams State University, Dr. Cheryl Lovell.
Good morning. Buenos dias, bienvenidos. Welcome to all joined here today for this most excellent celebration. We appreciate your patience and attentiveness to following our health and safety protocols to allow this in-person ceremony. To those of you watching from a distance, we know you are here in spirit and in thought. Grizzlies, I salute your dedication to your academic goals. A few years ago, you set your mind to earning a college degree, and today you accomplish this task. Let that sink in for a moment. Today, you are graduating with a college degree. Your circumstances this last year were certainly unpredictable and very unusual, yet you did it. You stayed on task and pushed through the difficulties. Congratulations. Really, what a day to celebrate. I can see your smiles even through those masks. Be proud of your accomplishments and remember how accommodating, flexible, nimble you have each become. Not many people are able to complete a college degree during a pandemic. Like a true Adams State Grizzly, you did not let any obstacle or challenge keep you down. 4 days ago, Adams State commemorated the 100th anniversary of the establishment of this university. After 100 years, there is so much to celebrate. Our accomplished alumni of approximately 24,000, of whom you join today, our professors who inspire inside and outside the classroom, many of whom are here or watching the live stream version. Coaches who mold fine athletes and have supported you in being both a student first and an athlete. Staff members who take a sincere interest in your success and work to guide you and have supported you. Our partnerships in the community are exciting to celebrate. And most of all, after 100 years, we're still celebrating our students. That's you. We're celebrating this past century in several ways. First, we are filming an Adams State University 100-year documentary to be released later this fall. Today, along with our in-house live streaming crew, we are joined by the Denver documentary film crew. So if you're thinking about that, for over the next hour or so, you're gonna be a movie star. You may show up in that documentary. At this institution, support comes from all who connect with our students, including our professors, coaches, and staff across campus. Less visible, but just as dedicated, are the members of our Board of Trustees for Adams State University. They volunteer their time and resources to guide this entire institution. At this time, I would like to introduce Randy Wright, a member of our Adams State University Board of Trustees.
Good morning, everyone. I was told to speak slow so that the echo wasn't annoying. I'm not sure whether it's going to be the echo or my speech that's annoying, but let's try. On behalf of the Adams State University Board of Trustees It's my privilege to welcome you here today to the 2021, as Dr. Lovell said, in-person spring commencement for Adams State University. I know we're all happy to get some semblance of normalcy back in our lives. When Chair Leak asked if I wanted to welcome you here today, I accepted quickly, without thinking. And then I thought about it. I wondered what I'd gotten myself into. I'm not a public speaker. But I watched a TED Talk, so we're okay. You know, the board sometimes has to make difficult decisions, and they can cause sleepless nights. We don't do it for the pay, as Dr. Lovell said, so we all have to have our own motivations. Mine is you, the students. Each and every one of you has worked hard to get here today. In fact, you have come through what no other class has ever had to overcome. You deserve this celebration. My friends on the board all know that I've always enjoyed commencement above every other function at this university. Watching first generation and underserved graduates accept their degrees, with moms at the side of the stage taking pictures, tears of joy running down their face, some of them dancing in celebration. Being the first in your family to graduate is a big deal. And then some of you are carrying on the tradition of parents or siblings who graduated here too. We're here to celebrate all of you. Today is the reason that the professors, staff, and Board of Trustees do what we do. And we, your Board of Trustees, applaud you for your accomplishment. I'm only sad that we don't have the gauntlet today so that we can celebrate literally each and every one of you as you walk into the field house after this is done. Speaking of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to introduce my fellow board members that are here today. The chairperson of our board, Chair Leak. A local Alamosa boy that's gone on, just like many of you will, to bigger and better things, Jonathan Marcus. I'm not sure, I haven't seen student trustee Courtney Hawking. Is she here? Well, we can thank her anyway. And faculty trustee, Dr. Beth Bonstetter. When I started thinking about what small bit of wisdom that I could possibly share with you today, I remembered my last semester and how I learned what would probably be my most valuable lesson at Adams State. I had a class in cellular and molecular biology. It was every bit as difficult as it sounds. Those of you who are biology students here today know that there's a lot more to a living cell than the nucleus, mitochondria, and ribosomes. And for an entire semester, I really did spend at least 3 hours outside of class studying for every hour I spent inside of class. And it was a 5-day-a-week class. We learned a lot, and we thought we had a good handle on what cellular biology was about. But at the end of the semester, we went to Colorado Springs for a series of doctoral presentations on cellular and molecular biology. The opening dialogue was great. It fit perfect with what we'd learned, and it felt good to justify all those long hours. Then came the first presentation. Start to finish, we were lost. Our minds were mush during the break. None of us understood anything the new doctor had to say. About half of the students went to the second presentation while the rest of us tried to digest the first one. They said it was a little better. At least they were able to follow it. But the last presentation may as well have been in Latin. It was frustrating. We'd spent all that time studying and working hard just like you have, only to be shown that we really didn't know anything yet. But as frustrating as it was, it taught me two of the most important lessons I learned in all my classes. First, it taught me that no matter how much you know about whatever subject it is you're good at, there's always a lot more you don't know. And second, no matter what you don't know, there's always someone else who does, or a way to find out. At least in part because of that, I've never stopped learning. I literally try to learn something new every day. Your graduation from college today is a big deal. You should be very proud of what you've done. My request of each of you today is just because you have that diploma now, never stop learning. This is just the beginning. Thank you, congratulations, and God bless.
Thank you, Trustee Wright. We appreciate your wise words and your strong commitment to Adams State. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our student speaker. Adeline Sabito is the kind of nurse you would hope to have if you were ever in need of one. She is kind, compassionate, finds great reward and meaning in the healthcare profession. Born in the Philippines, Adeline moved to the United States at age 5 and considers Alamosa and the San Luis Valley her home. As a high school student, Adeline found her calling while participating in the Colorado Rural Health Scholars Program. She connected with direct patient-nurse contact, and this passion for helping people was nurtured here at Adams State. Adeline worked in the STEM Center and writing studio as a tutor. She organized drives as the president of the Student Nursing Association and volunteered at the annual Stephanie L. Minor 5K Walk Run, whose proceeds benefit the local hospital. Adeline blossomed working as a nurse intern at the SLV Health in their labor and delivery unit and looks forward to applying for a full-time job actually after the ceremony. Adeline appreciates her full support of her family, the Adams State professors, and professional healthcare mentors. Guests, graduates, and members of the Adams State community, please welcome Class of 2021 Student Commencement Speaker, Adeline Sabito.
Hello, everyone. Whew. Guys, this is kind of scary. Thank you, President Lovell, for that generous introduction. I would like to take a moment to welcome all of our Adams State faculty and staff, our graduating students, and our friends and families. Personally, I am eternally grateful that I'm able to have my parents out there watch me graduate today. And to be with my best friends, somewhere in this crowd, as we receive our degrees. We also owe a round of applause to Adams State Facilities Services, the graduation board, and everyone else involved in making this ceremony happen. Right now, I would like everyone to raise their hands, at least one of them, so I can see them. And I would like everyone to cross your fingers and your toes too, because we are all going to hope I get through this with the least amount of stuttering possible. I'm just kidding, it's time to get serious. This is my first time attending a college graduation, so I had zero idea what a commencement speaker is supposed to say or how serious they're supposed to sound. So, like a millennial, I Googled how to write a graduation commencement speech. And Bill Gates, Oprah, Steve Jobs, and Ellen DeGeneres popped up. Everyone, I am not the same level as any of those people, in case that wasn't already obvious. I'm just a 21-year-old kid getting their bachelor's degrees like a majority of you here. So I'm not gonna stand here and pretend like I know what the future holds for us. Instead, I will stand here and talk about everything we have already managed to accomplish, because that is something to cherish and take pride in. However, when I say accomplishments, I do not simply mean today or this degree. I also mean our graduates who won awards during the National Model United Nations conferences, All-American honors in wrestling, national champions in track and field and cross country, campus leadership awards, or those who participated in the Student Scholar Days. And I even mean the little accomplishments we had day to day that were not widely recognized. Those who walked onto sports teams, the first load of laundry you had to do all on your own, the first time you had to make your own doctor's appointments, or the first apartment that you moved into, overcoming your fears of public speaking, or correctly running an electrocardiogram for the first time in lab the fastest. I'm tooting my own horn there. What's up, Colin? I beat you. Or even the moms and dads who sacrificed the time with their children to earn this degree. Even getting through this year of college in the time of COVID is one hell of an accomplishment. We were shut down, quarantined, thrown into online learning, and this whole time we were expected to still continue our education. For my personal accomplishments, I owe several thank yous. Thank you to the Nielsen Library, right behind us, for being my second home for the last 4 years. I am sure your staff wanted to leave, but I was still stuck in a study room, so I'm sorry for that. Thank you to my nursing cohort who shared in my excitement every time I said, I helped deliver a baby today, and to my nursing faculty and staff who showed me every step of the way why I chose to be a nurse. Thank you to my incredible friends who held my hand, cried with me, and celebrated with me. Thank you to my family for their unwavering support and love. This moment would not have been imaginable without them. However, I was not always a winner here at college, and I am sure I am not alone in that sentiment. While we remember our best moments, we must also remember our lowest points. Failing a class, losing a competition, not receiving a scholarship. A rule of our nursing program here is no late entries allowed. Assignments, classes, clinicals, absolutely no exceptions. So young Adeline showed up at 8:30 a.m. to her first ever nursing class that started at 8:30 a.m. and was subsequently locked out. Hi, Professor Chacon. That was only the first of my many lows during nursing school. What I am trying to say is, regardless of the degree path we were on, no one here is a stranger to disappointment. And if you are, I want you to think really carefully, because to be successful, we must also be well acquainted with failure. Failure is what forces us to improve, to show there is better in us. It forces us to persevere, to endure, and to build our stamina for the long haul. I can tell you, I was never late for another class after that. In the weeks leading up to graduation, one of my professors kept encouraging me to pursue a master's degree, like I'm sure many of your own professors. I looked her directly in the eye and said, "Whoa, I am still trying to get my bachelor's. Please hold those horses." because all I could think about between that moment and right now was everything I still had to do before I could stand here and say, I have officially passed. Well, everyone, we're here. We have officially passed. So now, what are we supposed to do? They say we are the future, so here is what I see the future holds for us. We will have careers as accountants, social workers, software developers, or whatever it is that we choose to do. But I do not think that is aiming high enough for the potential I know I see in this crowd today. I can picture us now winning gold at the Paris Olympics in 2024, becoming the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, or isolating the protein that prevents genetic disease, or maybe being drafted into the NFL, hosting a talk show in Hollywood, establishing the next prominent psychiatric theory, or becoming a playwright in Broadway. Regardless of the path we decide to go on, we are capable of living such extraordinary lives. Years ago, I read a book called A Thousand Splendid Suns. At this time, I was 16, and everything at that age feels like the end of the world. Or maybe I was a little bit dramatic. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. And a sentence in this novel stuck out to me, and it became my mantra since then, especially during college. And yet, she sees people find a way to survive, to go on. The privilege we have today to walk across the stage, receive our degrees, and turn our tassels is evidence of our days spent in the library, on the field, on the track, surrounded by textbooks, creating phenomenal art pieces, or eating at Chili's, then dancing at weekends. Nursing cohort 10, I'm looking at you. I know so little of our futures, but I know for certain that our great stories began here, but they do not end here. To my graduating class, I say to you, remember the overwhelming pride you feel right now while you continue your pursuit of your exceptional dreams, your Olympics, your life-saving scientific discoveries, and your $1,000,000 idea for Shark Tank. Because today is evidence of your greatness, of your ability to survive, to go on. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.
Thank you, Adeline. I agree. When I look out, I see such unlimited potential in your fellow graduates and in you. Today, we have the honor to bestow an honorary degree in history and political science to the Honorable Carlos F. Lucero, a native son of the San Luis Valley and outstanding alumni of Adams State. Judge Carlos Lucero can serve as a positive inspiration today as you begin the next chapter of your great story. Like many of you, Judge Lucero came from humble beginnings, the middle child of 6. His parents understood the value of education. His mother and all of his siblings have degrees from Adams State. When he was very young, their family farm had no running water, no electricity, and all the children helped with daily chores. He's proud of his strong Hispanic heritage, which can be traced back over 500 years to what is now the Southwest United States. Growing up, his parents spoke Spanish in home in order for their children to grow up bilingual. Judge Lucero chose Adams State because of the college debate coach, and he thrived at this small rural institution. He developed close personal relationships with professors and his fellow students. In fact, he met his wife Dorothy here, who also earned her college degree at Adams State University. A highly motivated college student, Judge Lucero became the editor of the college student paper and was president of the student body. With the foundation provided at Adams State, Judge Lucero entered the George Washington School of Law with confidence and once again thrived in the academic environment. Immediately after receiving his Juris Doctorate, Judge Lucero was a law clerk for Judge William E. Doyle of the United States District Court for the District Court of Colorado before returning home to Alamosa to open his private practice. Judge Lucero reconnected with Adams State and taught pre-law classes as an adjunct professor. He also served as the first Hispanic president of the Colorado Bar Association. Outstanding in his field, President Bill Clinton nominated him to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit, the first Hispanic to serve on this commission. He is now a senior judge. Always connected to his roots and inspired to help children at risk with early intervention, Judge Lucero and Dorothy established the Lucero Project to encourage college students to work with children at risk in San Luis Valley elementary schools. He and Dorothy return to the Valley often and visit Adams State frequently to maintain their support of the institution and to you, our students. Will Judge Carlos Lucero and Ms. Margaret Doyle please join me at the podium?
Judge Lucero, throughout your professional life, you have sought out justice and equity from the start of your private practice to the federal courts. Along with a passion for your professional field, you have always placed a strong emphasis on education and its ability to change lives. Today, we are honored to bestow on you the honorary degree of Doctor of History and Political Science.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees for Adams State University, I do now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of History and Political Sciences, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Wow.
She wants to get a photo of that too. Do you want me to hold it or you got it?
Thank you. I'm going to hold it right here.
You got it?
Thank you. I'm going to hand this to my wife because she earned 50% or more of it. Dorothy Lucero. Happy birthday, Adams State. Would all of you stand, please? Join me, if you will, in singing Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Adams. Happy birthday to you. Whoa. 100 years ago, Billy Adams and the community of Alamosa had a dream. Through iterations of a normal school, a state college, and now a state university, Adams State's fame has, exactly as dreamed, spread all o'er the land. I congratulate the 100th graduating class of this college, this university. To me, it will always be Adams State College. I congratulate your parents, your surrogate parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and everybody that have brought you here today, not the least of which is your own individual effort. I congratulate the Adams State College faculty for having presented you to this august body for the presentation of your degrees. I congratulate the trustees, the administration, Dr. Lovell especially, and to my friend John McDaniel, who I'm sure is watching and who has fought mightily a debilitating illness this last year. Thank you, John, for your efforts for this university and for me. I am humbled by the presentation of this degree. It is the highest academic honor that this institution can grant, and I acknowledge that and receive it in the spirit in which it is offered. I am particularly pleased that I can now tell my colleagues that hereafter I wish to be known as Dr. Mr. J.D. Although my friend Paul Kelly in New Mexico has already chosen a different title, Dr. Judge. When I graduated from Adams, I headed, just like you will do today, to a new future. Dorothy and I piled into our unsafe at any speed Corvair and headed to Washington, D.C., where I entered law school. 3 years later, at the graduation ceremonies of the law school, the honorary degree was presented to President Dwight D. Eisenhower, former president. That degree was presented to him on one condition, that he didn't have to give a speech. So he was a lot smarter than I was. He probably deserved that degree a great deal more than I. But I thought quickly when Dr. Lovell said that they wanted me to speak to graduation. I made two commitments. Number one, that I would not speak longer than 7 minutes. And secondly, that I would receive the degree and accept it, which I do so proudly. But I immediately thought of the college student who was getting ready for graduation. His parents came into town. He went out drinking with his buddies and didn't come home until 2 o'clock in the morning, slightly blotted out. He crashed through the door, bumped into the furniture, splat on the floor, and was looking up at the ceiling when his mother came in and said, "Fred Rogers, what do you have to say for yourself?" He looked up and said, I haven't prepared any formal remarks, but if you'll give me a minute, I'll think of something. Well, I have prepared a few formal remarks, so start your timers going now. 5 minutes, please. You may not realize it, but in our common experience here at Adams, yours today and mine and Dorothy's 60 years ago, we have a lot more than the professors who taught us in common. We had a future that was ahead of us. I advise you today, it's cheap advice. You know what lawyers say, cheap advice is worth what you pay for it. But it's good advice, and that is to always have a plan. Set intermediate goals, set long-term goals, but have goals. As my friend Joe Vigil says, a poor plan is better than no plan at all. So graduates, set your goals. Your first goal may be just like my goal, get a job. But that's fine. But once you have that job, or even before you have that job, remember that the mind of the knowledge, the mind of learning, the life of the mind is the greatest life of all. So keep a book at hand, keep your studies going. Those of you who are headed for graduate school, I encourage you mightily to do that. In today's society, the more education you get, the better. You will find that your ASC, ASU degree will send you well on your road. As you proceed in your life, a few words of advice. Number one, always, never without fail, stick to the truth. We are living in a society where it seems that no one knows what the truth is anymore. Well, I'll tell you, if they get into the federal courts, they'll find out what the truth is. We don't deal in alternative facts, in alternative theories, in utter nonsense that floats around our society. You have to establish your own internal roots and your own internal ability to find the truth, be it adversarial truth or otherwise, and stick to it. Secondly, don't let negative attitudes ruin your life or run your life. Those who will look at what not to do rather than what to do will find themselves very quickly in trouble. I was playing golf in a windstorm one day with an Arizona student, and I said, I think we have to point that way to get the ball because the wind is blowing pretty strong. And this kid says to me, I don't think it's a good idea to point in a direction that you don't plan to go. And I think that's very good advice. You can accommodate for the fluctuations that will affect your lives, but do keep a steady target. 3, have a plan, as I said, set forth intermediate steps and then your long-term steps. And then, after you have that, strive to be the very best you can. As you can imagine, there are only 130 circuit judges in the United States and only 9 positions above us. So I get asked by lawyers from time to time, how do I become a circuit judge? How do I become the head of nursing at a major university? How do I become the head of communications in a given marketplace? How do I reach goals that place me in Congress, the Senate, the Cabinet, the ambassadorships, or whatever else your dreams may lead you? I think the answer is one step at a time. Lay a foundation, then you move forward to the next stage. Before you know it, those opportunities open up for you. In my case, I tell these lawyers that ask me that question, be the very best lawyer you can. At some point, somebody will notice you, and those opportunities will open up, and the field is much narrower at that point than you would think. So I hope I've kept honor with my time. Let me say, I am told by one of the students who's paying attention that I have 2 minutes to go, but I won't take that long. I want to finish by telling you the story of an Italian father who, when he was very close to what he considered to be the end of his life, called for his son to come to his bedside. And he said to him, "Son, I want you to remember 3 things. Number 1, always tell the truth. The truth will set you free. When you tell the truth, you go to bed at night and you sleep like a baby. You cry a little and then you wake up and drink a little and then you cry a little. No, just kidding. You'll sleep like a baby. Number 2, always have integrity, because that is your reputation in the community, and that is what will mark you as a gentleman. And had a daughter been present, he would stay probably still quite old-fashioned, mark you as a lady. Number 3, always, without fail, make your meatballs with 1/3 ground beef, 1/3 ground veal, and 1/3 ground pork. I hope that you can follow the first 2 elements of the advice, and if you like cooking, try his recipe. It might work. 60 years ago, Dorothy and I graduated from this institution. Dorothy, would you stand, please? We had a dream, and part of the dream we didn't even know we had at first, but our daughter came along, and this is Carla, and you'll stand, thank you. The 3 of us are the most honored and delighted to have been with you today and to be able to accept this honorary degree and to present my remarks to you, the graduating class. 50 years from now, I'll be long gone. But hopefully one of you will stand on this stage and receive an honorary doctorate from your alma mater. I wish you the very best luck in the process of that goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Judge Lucero, for your inspiring words of advice and wisdom. For all of you in today's graduating class, we already know this is a very special day. We're extremely proud of you and all that you represent as the class of 2021. We're confident with the foundation and excellence you've received here, you will continue to excel and enhance Adams State's mission in this community and well beyond. I'm now pleased to present the representatives of the faculty of the university, whose excellence and dedication have nurtured these students. By the standards of achievement they set for all Adams State graduates, the faculty determine the true quality of this institution. Members of the faculty, please rise and receive our thanks. The university staff has fostered the progress of today's graduates in countless ways. Providing support to every university office, the professional and classified staff are vital to all functions of this institution. Will the members of the university staff who are present here today please rise and accept our appreciation? I'll just tell you, take a personal point of privilege and say we have over 50 to 70 of the staff and some of our student volunteers who are out all over this campus who volunteered to make this in-person ceremony possible. So I want to give a special thank you to those who volunteered to make this day as special as it is. Seated among the degree candidates here today are students who have been rewarded for their academic achievements by receiving academic scholarships. Will all students who have been recipients of academic scholarships please rise? Your scholarships have been made possible by the generous contributions of Adams State's friends and donors. We thank those individuals, organizations, and corporations who have invested in your education and who continue to support the university. Many of Adams State's most generous supporters are alumni whose ranks you join today. Will all Adams State alumni in our audience today please stand so we can recognize your personal participation? The university has earned a strong reputation for serving non-traditional students. Among our candidates this morning are students who are also parents. Will all degree candidates whose academic achievements serve as a model for their own children please stand? We congratulate you on the fine example you set for your families. For all of you in the graduating class, this is a very special day. I know this is particularly true for one group among you. Will all of those who are the first in your family to graduate from college please stand? I'm actually standing with you as I'm a first-generation college student as well. A large number of Adams State students are employed either part-time or full-time while pursuing their degrees. Will all those graduates who have worked while attending Adams State please rise? We recognize many Adams State students have served or are serving our country in all branches of the armed services. Will those of you who are military veterans or who are in active duty or in the reserves, please stand. To family and friends of our graduating class, your support, encouragement, and sacrifice will always be remembered and appreciated. You made possible for these students to obtain their academic goals. Will the guests of these graduates please rise and accept our thanks? As our newest alumni, we invite you to return and continue our 100-year anniversary celebrations later this fall. We are hosting, as you might expect, given our running history, we're hosting a run of the century on September 25th. And homecoming is scheduled for October 14th and 15th. So keep a lookout for more information about these events through all of the traditional sources, emails, social media, and maybe even snail mail. Now I'd like to ask Ms. Margaret Dole to please join me at the podium.
Will the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts candidates please stand? Madam President, on behalf of the faculty of Adams State University and pursuant to completion of all requirements for the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts degree as prescribed by the faculty of Adams State University, I recommend that the appropriate degree be conferred.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees for Adams State University, and upon completion of all requirements prescribed, I do confer upon you the degree of Associate of Science, Associate of Arts, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining.
Will Dr. Mari Centeno and the associate degree graduates please approach the platform? Adams State automatically awards associate's degrees to students on their way to earning a bachelor's degree. Dr. Centeno will now read the names of associate degree candidates who requested acknowledgement today, as well as all those earning their bachelor's degrees, including those watching remotely.
Associate of Arts, Josephine M. Aragon. Tara Denise Belcher. Gracie Lynn Burkhart. Michael Christopher Lopez. Ruth A. Reyes. Soren Kene Wheeler Bailey. Joel Martin Zelmer. Eric Durrell Barnes. Benjamin Bruce Cannon. Todd Lloyd Cook. Greg Lee Jordan. Kelly Hugh McNeely. Clarissa Sadie Romero David. Patrick M. Smith. Chanel A. Turner. Keon Wingo. Art and Theater. Caleb Gideon Burris. Christopher Cates Jr. Christina Chavez. Alicia David. Hannah Ashlyn Eubanks. Zachary Kimoto. Piper Mewson. Harry Roberts Hunt. Amanda Strickland. Biology and Geosciences. Kobe Charles Bear. Jacob Chambers. Alejandra Reiko Chavez. Kathleen Martinez. Isabel Rodriguez. Zachary Rutgers. Gabrielle J. Sano. Taylor Thompson. Avery Wilson. Business. Justin Andrade. Donwene Faye Hermes Anthony. Gia Barone. Andy Caton. Kevin Chitwood. Alec Cook. Ryan James Craig. William Crowther. Gavin Davey. Jermaine Duran. Connor Flynn, Ian Friday, Lauren Gobin, Fernando González Ramos, Luz González, Tyler Harrell, Isaac Impola Hilton, Jennifer Hutchins, Gerald Huff, Chima J. Ihiso, Kwang Min Jin, Valerie Keeter, Michael A. Kahn, Jordan Russell Larson, John R. Lowell, Shania Jessica Maestas, Chloe Marston, Oscar Martinez, Kayla May McClure, Robert William McFeeters, Richard Justin McMichael, Charles Bradley Miller Jr., LaShawn Manier, Mir Nasrallah, Carlos Armando Cimental Ortiz, Brittany Phillips, Jerusha Pitzer, Nathan M. Ray, Tristan Roach, Sarah Lynn Scholar, Brian Bourgeois Stewart, Forrest Miles Stobie, Joseph Thrash, Dylan Udero, Angelo Valdez Reyes, Joe Van Arsdal, David Varner, Jace William Wilkins, Chemistry, Computer Science, Mathematics, Lorena Gonzalez, William Morley, Kyler Welch, English Communication and Media Studies, Manuelito Casillas, Quentin Garrett, Madison Horton, Megan Levine, Kirsten Medina, Demi Mizukami, Deidre Romero, Madeline Stouter, Alfredo Villa II. Alexis Wingert. History, Anthropology, Political Science, and Spanish. Jacob Robert Angelopoulos. Layla Ansel Tolian. Gabrielle Barella. Martin William Chrisman, Jr. Scott Claiborne. Ian Forbes. Cristian Alejandro Frausto. Casey Fringer. Jericho Garcia. Cody Payne. Noah Stewart Porter. Tiffany Sherman. Interdisciplinary Studies. Jose Alvaro Alcorta, Jr. Gerardo Alvarado. Matthew R. Braden. Cariel Brooks. Darkia Brown. Amanda S. Kane. William Frank Hairston III. Angelique Marie Hill. James Rylan Keeler. Malati Krishnan. Christina Mackey. Alejandra Maldonado Majalca. Tu Le Mu. Eric Michael Munnings. Leslie Ann Quimby. Ernie Thomas Rosado. Bo Wesley Smith. Alekisanita Tapa. Ryan A. West. Kinesiology. Jesus Abad. Rhiannon Baskin. Ashley Beers. Alyssa Berto Solorzano. Colton Bledgy. Ryan Compton. Vanessa Davis. Trace Dimeth. Riley Ingdahl, apologies. Claudia Garcia. Khalil Gibson. Celestina A. Gonzalez. Didas Iridukunda. Justin Cruz. Dominic Jordan Lamelli. Michael Martinez. Samantha Margaret McDonald. Allison McKenzie. Dana McMurtry. Ivan Medina. Desiree Faith Montenegro. Nicole Riley Mugridge. Colin Osterhout. Dalton James Quintana. Benjamin Rogers III. Johnny Rosas. William Ryan. Christopher Amuk Sang. Clay Smith. Matthew Soldner. Mackenzie Swanson. Angel Swift. Dakota Torello. Daniel Torres. Ruben Torres. Delaney Ward. Chase Whitman. Nicholas Wright. Music. Heather Michelle David. Kevin Duane Johnson. Emily Jewel Martin. Chelsea Todd. Alana Younger. Nursing. Caleb Adley. Liliana Marie Chavez. Colleen Doherty. Megan Dutton. Brianna Flores. Angela Marie Gardea. Troy Gutbub. Kylie Hazlett. Bailey Jackson. Shania Marissa Martinez. Felicia Renee Minchaca. Adeline Savido. Colin Sames. Kiara Villalobos. Psychology. Ricardo Aragon. Kyra Archibald. Jade Cantello. Wendy Carrillo. Trina Deanne De Herrera. Trey Scott Garcia. Corey Ann Goldstein. Alec Hall. Zoe Siobhan Moses Hernandez. Ronnie Herrera. Dylan Jacobs Johnson. Michael Yoakum. Jasmine Jones. Diego Juarez. Caitlin Kelly. Taylor Rose Larson. Maria Lucas. Malika Martinez. Victoria Linnell Medina. Alexis Miller. Jaden Nanez. Seth Papineau. Donald Allen Poole II. Caitlin Simon. Adela Valencia Lucero. Rebecca Jo Wood. Sociology. Jacob Lane McKinnon Baca. Peyton J. Demps. Aaliyah Shantae Duran. Ryan Jacob Forbes. Juana Baltasar Francisco. Kayla Gallegos. Kelly Hernandez. Martín R. Hernández Orozco. Ramona A. Martínez. Teacher Education. Ashlyn Crossland. Allison Harrison. Mackenzie Harrop. Gabriela Marquez. Jacob Mosher. Sydney Sinatra. Zachary Workcoder.
Will all the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts graduates please stand? To signify your new academic status, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts graduates may now switch your cap tassels from the right to the left. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long tradition of long-standing at Adams State University to give special recognition to those who graduate with honors. To make the recognition more visible, honors graduates are identified in your programs by the asterisks beside the student's name. A student whose grade point average is 3.5 to 3.74 on a 4-point scale throughout 4 years may be graduated cum laude or with honors. A student whose grade point average is 3.75 to 3.89 throughout 4 years may be graduated magna cum laude or with high honors. A student whose grade point average throughout 4 years is 3.9 or above may be graduated summa cum laude or with highest honors. Would those students graduating cum laude please stand? Please be seated. Would those students graduating magna cum laude please stand? Please be seated. And finally, would those students graduating summa cum laude please stand? Please be seated.
Will you please join me one more time in showing these graduates standing before us another great show of admiration for their remarkable accomplishments. Finally, I'd like to thank all those here today, students, guests, staff, and faculty, for helping to make this day so successful. The entire campus was dedicated to producing the first in-person event in front of a live audience since the pandemic. And with your cooperation and respect, we did it. Due to safety restrictions this year, we ask everyone to stand and listen to me. I think they tell me not to sing. So stand and listen to Alana Younger, soprano and vocal performance major, as she sings our alma mater.
Please be seated. Graduating class of 2021, please wait for the ushers to dismiss you row by row as you exit the stadium through the balloon tunnel. Please give a special smile and wave for the filming crews. We request that members of the audience please remain seated until all graduates have filed out. Please allow the ushers to safely escort you out of Rec Stadium. Thank you.